The greatest wonders of our world are not the ones you see in glossy travel magazines or on postcards. The most beautiful places, in fact, are protected by their own harshness. They are concealed by treacherous mountain ranges that deter even the bravest souls. They are shrouded in a veil of political sensitivity that discourages visitors. Or they have simply been left behind by the tides of progress, becoming ghosts of a past so recent that the modern world hasn't even noticed them yet. These are the places missing from the conventional tourist map. And their very absence is the most alluring invitation. Today, we don't just travel through a screen. Together, we will pull back the curtain on a hidden world. A world that is more beautiful, more mysterious, and more profound than you could ever imagine. Prepare yourselves, because our journey down the unseen path begins now. Let's begin our adventure in a place where nature is slowly but spectacularly reclaiming what is rightfully hers. Can you believe there exists a once vibrant village, now completely abandoned and blanketed by a lush green carpet of vines, transforming it into a forgotten fairy tale kingdom? This is Haotuan Village on Guqi Island, part of the Shaanxi Archipelago off Hangzhou Bay. This isn't an ancient ruin thousands of years old, but a living testament to the rapid changes of modern times. Just a few decades ago, this was a bustling fishing village. I spoke with an elderly fisherman on a neighboring island who recalled that in the old days, the sea here was generous. Boats were plentiful, and the sound of laughter echoed on the slopes. But as the fishing industry changed, fishing grounds depleted, and people sought better infrastructure. They gradually left, leaving their empty stone houses to Mother Nature. Now, stepping into Haotuan feels like wandering into a dream. The sturdy stone walls, curved tiled roofs, and winding stone paths are all submerged in a verdant sea of ivy and creepers. They twist and embrace every house, creeping through every window frame, as if whispering a story of what has passed. The air here is unusually fresh, with only the sound of the sea breeze and crashing waves for company. Standing on a high point looking down, the entire village appears as a living sculpture of nature. A surreal painting where the green of the plants merges with the gray of the stone and the deep blue of the ocean. It made me reflect on the power of life. That even when humans leave, life goes on in a different, wilder, and more beautiful way. It is a haunting reminder of the delicate balance between our civilization and the natural world. from the forgotten green swathed coast. Our journey ascends to new heights, both geographically and spiritually. Imagine standing in a vast valley at an altitude of over 13,000 feet. And stretching before you are not trees or mountains, but tens of thousands of red wooden houses packed tightly together. Clinging to the hillsides like a spiritual river flowing towards enlightenment. Welcome to Larung Gar, the largest Buddhist academy in the world. It lies hidden in the remote Larung Valley in Sichuan Province, a land of profound tranquility and fervent faith. When I first arrived, my initial feeling was an overwhelming awe that words cannot describe. Its scale is simply staggering. The small, simple houses, built by the monks and nuns themselves, are crammed together on the mountainside, separated only by narrow pathways. Larung Gar is not just a place to live. It is a world unto itself. Founded in the 1980s by an influential Lama, it quickly grew into a major center for Tibetan Buddhist studies, attracting tens of thousands of followers from all over. Life here is incredibly harsh. The winters are long and frigid, with temperatures often dropping below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. But it is in this hardship that the flame of faith burns brightest. I had the chance to listen to a lecture, and although I didn't understand the language, I could feel the wisdom and compassion radiating from every word. Looking at the devout faces, listening to the prayers echoing through the valley, I understood that this is a place where people find a purpose that transcends mundane material needs. However, the existence of Larung Gar has also been turbulent, with policies of control and demolition in recent years. This only adds to the urgency of appreciating and understanding such unique cultural heritages. The beauty and spiritual power of Larung Gar are something that must be experienced, even if only through stories, to see how faith can build such magnificent wonders. Continuing our spiritual journey, we leave the crimson hillsides of Larung Gar for one of the 3 most sacred lakes in Tibet. A giant turquoise gem encircled by majestic mountains. This is Yamdrok Lake, or Yamdrok Yumtso, which means turquoise lake. The name is no exaggeration. The lake's water is a brilliant, almost unreal turquoise color that constantly changes shades with the sunlight and passing clouds. Situated at an altitude of nearly 15,000 feet, the lake stretches for more than 45 miles, winding like a giant scorpion among the mountain ranges. Local people believe the lake is the incarnation of a goddess, and a clockwise pilgrimage around it is a sacred act that can wash away a lifetime of sins. Legend has it that if Yamdrok Lake ever dries up, Tibet will no longer be a habitable place. Standing on its shore, feeling the cold plateau wind, I completely understood why this place is so revered. The silence here is almost absolute, broken only by the fluttering of colorful prayer flags in the wind. The scenery is truly surreal. The snow-capped peaks contrast sharply with the deep blue of the lake. And sometimes you can see herds of yaks grazing peacefully on the shore. A yak herder I met, with a sun-weathered face and a kind smile, shared a piece of dry bread with me and pointed out the small islands on the lake. He said each island has a monastery or a hermitage. To him, Yamdrok is not just a body of water. It is a living entity, a mother protecting this land. The beauty of Yamdrok lies not only in its spectacular landscape, but also in the deep fusion of nature and spirituality. An ancient connection that still resonates powerfully today. From the sacred serenity of the Tibetan plateau, join me as we descend into an abyss of color and silence. A place dubbed the Milky Way on Earth. This is the Dushanzi Grand Canyon, a geological masterpiece hidden north of the Tian Shan Mountains in Xinjiang. The first time I saw this canyon, it literally took my breath away. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. Millions of years of water from melting glaciers have carved through a plain, creating a canyon hundreds of feet deep with nearly vertical walls. Walking along the rim of the canyon is an experience that is both exhilarating and humbling. The vastness and absolute silence make you feel incredibly small in the face of nature's power. The wind howls through the cliffs, creating strange, eerie sounds. as if the canyon itself is telling its multi-million-year-old story. There are no trees, no signs of life. Just rock and color. A geologist I had the chance to talk to explained that each colored layer represents a different geological period. A page in the planet's history book. Standing there, I felt like I was traveling back in time. The landscape is arid and harsh, yet hauntingly beautiful. The Dushanzi Grand Canyon is a reminder that the world's most desolate and unforgiving places often hide the most incredible beauty. It is not an easy destination to reach, but the reward for those who do is a sight that will be forever etched in their minds. The contrast between the places we visited is astounding. From the green, abandoned village to the colorful canyon, each tells a unique story about the relationship between humans and nature. Which story captivated you the most? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. From the raw beauty of the Xinjiang Canyon, our journey continues to a place where the power of water has carved giant stone gates leading to an almost forgotten world. We are in the Wulong Karst region of Chongqing to witness a UNESCO-recognized wonder, Tiansheng Sanqiao, or the Three Natural Bridges. This is a complex of three massive natural limestone bridges spanning a deep gorge. They are poetically named Tianlong, Heavenly Dragon, Qinglong, Azure Dragon, and Hailong, Black Dragon. Each bridge has its own beauty and story. The Tianlong Bridge is the tallest, with a vast natural opening that looks like a gateway to heaven. Walking down into the gorge below, you feel like you're stepping into an adventure movie. Sunlight filters through the openings, creating ethereal beams of light. And the air is cool and moist. Hidden at the foot of the Tianlong Bridge is a delightful surprise, an ancient inn called the Tianfu Official Post. It was reconstructed in the style of the Tang Dynasty and was featured in the famous movie Curse of the Golden Flower. Standing in the courtyard of the inn, looking up at the great stone bridge above, I felt like a traveler from ancient times, taking a rest on the Silk Road. The second bridge, Qinglong, is considered the most majestic. With a height of over 900 feet and a span of more than 1,300 feet. After a rain, a waterfall often cascades down, and a rainbow appears, creating a magical scene. Finally, there is the Hai Long Bridge, famous for its 4 underground springs that flow from its cave. The light here is dimmer, creating a somewhat mysterious and somber atmosphere. Walking through all 3 bridges takes a few hours, but it's a journey through geological time. You can hear the sound of flowing water, feel the majesty of the giant limestone formations, and truly understand why this place is considered one of the most spectacular karst wonders in the world. From natural stone bridges, let's turn to unique architectural structures built by human hands. Giant earthen fortresses that have stood for centuries. Welcome to the Fujian Tulu, the earthen buildings of the Hakka people in the mountainous region of southeastern China. At first glance, they look like giant flying saucers that have landed in lush green valleys. These round or square structures are not just houses. They are miniature villages. Fortresses designed to protect an entire clan. Built from a mixture of earth, stone, bamboo, and wood. The outer walls can be up to 6 feet thick, making them nearly impregnable to bandits and wild animals in the past. Stepping through the single, thick wooden gate of a Tulu, I entered another world. A large open courtyard unfolds in the center, surrounded by multi-story residential buildings, some up to 5 floors high. The ground floor was typically for kitchens and dining rooms. The second floor for storage, and the upper floors for living quarters. Hundreds of people, all from the same clan, could live together in one Tulu. I was fortunate enough to be invited for a meal by a family. Sitting in the simple kitchen, enjoying local dishes cooked on a wood stove, and listening to stories of communal life, I felt a deep sense of connection that the modern world has almost lost. An elderly woman told me that when she was a child, the whole Tulu was like one big family. Children ran and played in the courtyard. Adults worked together in the fields. And in the evening, everyone gathered together. The architecture of the Tulu reflects this philosophy of life, inward-looking, united and self-reliant. Today, many Tulus are still inhabited. Though life has changed, they are living heritage, a testament to the ingenuity, resilience, and community spirit of the Hakka people. Leaving the earthen fortresses of the Hakka, we journey to a place where architecture blends perfectly with nature. A mountain range considered the cradle of Taoist martial arts. This is the Wudang Mountains in Hubei Province, a mystical and inspiring place. With its 72 majestic peaks, clear streams, and ancient pine forests, Wudang has long been an important center of Taoism. But it is most famous as the birthplace of Tai Chi. A martial art and moving meditation practiced by millions around the world. Legend has it that the Taoist monk Zhang Sanfeng created Tai Chi after witnessing a fight between a snake and a crane, from which he understood the principle of using softness to overcome hardness, and stillness to overcome motion. Walking on the ancient stone paths that wind around the mountainsides, I could feel a peaceful yet powerful energy. The fresh air carried the scent of plants and damp earth. Interspersed among the forests are ancient temple complexes and monasteries that have existed for over 600 years. The pinnacle of Wudang architecture is the Golden Hall on Tianzhu Peak, a temple cast entirely from bronze, weighing hundreds of tons, and transported to the summit of a mountain over 5,000 feet high without modern machinery. It is an incredible feat of engineering and faith. I spent an early morning watching pilgrims and masters practice their forms. Their movements were slow, graceful, and in harmony with the rhythm of nature. An old Taoist priest with a long, silvery beard told me that Wudang is not just a mountain. It is a state of mind. To find balance here, he said, is to find balance within yourself. The Wudang Mountains are a living testament to the Taoist philosophy of harmony between humanity and the universe. The places we've just explored, from geological wonders and communal fortresses to martial arts sanctuaries, all show the extraordinary creativity of both nature and humanity. If you had the chance to visit one of these places, which would you choose first? Sharing your travel dreams inspires our community. From the harmony of Wudang, let's fly to a mountaintop that seems to belong to another planet. A place where rock and cloud intersect in a surreal dance. Welcome to Fanjingshan, or Mount Fanjing, a sacred peak in Guizhou Province. Known as the Brahma's Pure Land, it is one of the most sacred Buddhist mountains in China. Believed to be the Bodhi Manda of the Maitreya Buddha. But what makes Fanjingshan truly unique is its geology. After billions of years of erosion, what remains are vertical quartz sandstone peaks that pierce through a sea of clouds like islands in the sky. The most famous is the Red Cloud's Golden Summit, a stone column over 300 feet high that is split in two at the top, with two small temples, one dedicated to Shakyamuni Buddha and the other to Maitreya Buddha, connected by a small, precarious stone bridge. To reach the summit, you must climb nearly 9,000 stone steps. A true pilgrimage both physically and spiritually. The higher you go, the thinner the air becomes, and the more ethereal the scenery gets. Clouds roll beneath your feet, and other peaks rise up like the fingers of the earth. When I finally stood on the small bridge between the two temples, with a chasm of hundreds of feet below, the feeling was incredible. The wind was so strong it felt like it could blow you away at any moment. But the view was worth it. It was like standing on top of the world, between heaven and earth. Fanjingshan is also an oasis of biodiversity, a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve, home to many rare species, including the Guizhou golden monkey, one of the world's most endangered primates. Fanjingshan is not just a geological wonder or a religious sanctuary. It is a testament to the resilience of life and the extraordinary beauty that can be found in the most inaccessible of places. From the precarious rock peaks, let us descend into a valley where time seems to be frozen, literally. We are in southeastern Tibet to witness the Laigu Glacier, one of the largest and most accessible glacier clusters in the world. Laigu in Tibetan means a hidden village in paradise. And the name is well-deserved. Nestled at the foot of towering snow-capped mountains, Legu is not a single glacier, but a collection of different glaciers that feed into a sparkling turquoise lake. The scenery here is truly overwhelming. Huge blocks of ice, a deep blue color, crack and shift, creating creaking sounds that echo through the valley. Walking on the moraine, the ridges of debris left by the glacier. I felt like I was exploring a prehistoric world. The air was cold and crisp, and you could clearly see every detail on the glacier's surface. What impressed me most was the color of the ice. It wasn't white or transparent, but a brilliant, glowing blue from within. A local guide explained that this color is due to the ice being compressed over thousands of years, which removes all air bubbles and allows only blue light to penetrate. Sitting by the lake, watching the icebergs drift lazily by, I couldn't help but think about global warming. These majestic glaciers are melting at an alarming rate. The people of Legu Village, who depend on the glacier for their water, feel this more acutely than anyone. The Legu Glacier is not just a breathtakingly beautiful landscape. It is a powerful wake-up call about the fragility of our planet's ecosystems and the importance of protecting them for future generations. Leaving the eternal cold of the glacier, let's immerse ourselves in a sea of brilliant gold. One of the most spectacular agricultural landscapes on Earth. Welcome to Luoping, a small county in Yunnan Province, where every spring, hundreds of thousands of acres transform into an ocean of lemon-yellow canola flowers. The sight is difficult to describe in words. From February to March, the canola fields are in full bloom, stretching to the horizon, creating a golden carpet. But what makes Luoping special is its unique karst topography. Thousands of dark, cone-shaped hills rise from the sea of yellow flowers, looking like islands in a dream. The best way to experience this beauty is to climb one of the higher hills, like Jinji Fengchong, Golden Rooster, Peak Forest, especially at sunrise or sunset. As the first rays of the day shine, the sea of yellow flowers lights up, and thin layers of mist hang in the valleys, creating a magical, poetic scene. The only sound you hear is the buzzing of millions of bees, as this is also a major honey-producing center. I tasted fresh canola honey right at a bee farm. Its delicate sweetness seemed to contain all the essence of spring. walking among the flower beds, feeling the sweet fragrance diffuse in the air, is a soul-healing experience. The Luoping canola fields are a wonderful testament to how agriculture can not only feed people, but also create extraordinary beauty. An artistic collaboration between human hands and nature's generosity. Each place we visit evokes different emotions, from awe at the power of nature to admiration for human culture. Does exploring these places, even just through a screen, change how you see the world? Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next journeys into undiscovered lands. From the golden sea of Yunnan, we travel deeper into the mountains of Guizhou to discover one of the best preserved and most beautiful ethnic villages in China. This is Zhaoqing Dong Village, the largest village of the Dong people. As soon as I arrived, I was impressed by its unique all-wood architecture. The village is nestled in a valley, bisected by a small river, and is distinguished by its 5 magnificent drum towers and 5 exquisite wind and rain bridges. These structures are not only beautiful, but are also the center of the Dong people's social and spiritual life. The drum towers, reaching heights of over 80 feet, are built entirely of wood without a single iron nail, a testament to master carpentry skills. This is where villagers gather for meetings and festivals. Strolling across the covered wind and rain bridges, admiring the intricately curved eaves and listening to the sound of the water flowing below, I felt time slow down. Life in Zhaoqing is peaceful. Women in traditional costumes sit by their doors, embroidering or dyeing indigo cloth, a famous local craft. Men work on the terraced fields surrounding the village. But perhaps the most precious heritage of the Dong people is their music. The Grand Song of the Dong people is a complex form of a cappella chorus that has been recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. I was lucky enough to see a performance. The voices blended together, telling stories of history, love, and nature. Although I didn't understand the words, I was captivated by the harmony and emotion in their music. Zhaoqing Dong Village is not just a tourist spot. It is a living cultural experience, a place where traditions are still cherished and passed down through generations. Finally, let's end our journey in one of the most remote and picturesque corners of China. We are heading to Hemu Village, a peaceful oasis deep in the Altai Mountains of northern Xinjiang, near the borders with Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and Russia. Dubbed God's private land, Hemu is home to the Tuva people, a nomadic Mongolian ethnic group. The village is famous for its rustic log cabins, built entirely of pine wood, scattered along the banks of the crystal-clear Hemu River. Surrounding it are lush green grasslands and dense birch forests. Hemu's beauty changes dramatically with the seasons, but it is perhaps most beautiful in autumn. That's when the birch and larch forests turn a brilliant yellow and orange, contrasting with the green of the river and the dark green of the evergreen pines. The scene looks like an oil painting. One of the most magical experiences here is waking up early and climbing an observation deck to watch the village at sunrise. A thick fog covers the valley, and as the sun rises, golden rays pierce through the mist, revealing the wooden rooftops and the thin wisps of smoke rising from the chimneys as the villagers begin their day. It is a moment of pure tranquility and beauty. Life here is still connected to nature and tradition. The Tuva people still make a living from herding livestock. And in the summer, they move their herds to high mountain pastures. Hemu Village is a place to escape the hustle and bustle of the modern world, to breathe in the fresh air, and to reconnect with the simple, primordial rhythm of life. Our journey through the hidden lands of China has come to an end. From the vine-covered village, the spiritual peaks, the vibrant canyon, to the earthen fortresses and wooden villages, each place has left an indelible mark. They remind us that the world is still full of wonders waiting to be discovered, and of the importance of preserving these precious natural and cultural heritages. We hope you've had a memorable adventure through the screen. Which story and beauty impressed you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your sharing is a great motivation for us to continue these exploratory journeys. Don't forget to like, share this video with your travel-loving friends, and subscribe to Unseen Path. See you on the next adventures.